My name is Monica Harris. I'm from Tallahassee, Florida. I never imagined I'd be standing on this stage, but when no one gives you a voice, sometimes you have to walk into the spotlight yourself. I had a daughter. Her name was Alyssa. She was just 20 years old, a college student, a dreamer. She wanted to open her own bakery one day. She said she wanted to make the world a little sweeter. And she did, just by being in it. 3 months ago, she went to a small student gathering on campus. It wasn't anything big, just music, laughter, and friends. But then someone walked in with a gun, and he didn't come to dance. That boy, that killer, was the son of our county sheriff. He opened fire like their lives meant nothing. My daughter didn't even get the chance to run. She was shot in the chest. She died on the floor of that room, surrounded by the sound of screaming and chaos. You want to know what happened next? Nothing. No arrest, no charges, no justice. The system went silent. Because when your father wears a badge, the rules seem to bend in your favor. I did everything I could. I begged for someone to listen. I knocked on doors. I showed them Alyssa's photo. I told them how she used to hum while she studied, how she never went to bed without saying, "I love you." But it didn't matter, because her life wasn't as loud as his last name. So I came here, to the one stage where stories are heard, where people still feel. Because Alyssa deserves that. She deserves to be more than a forgotten headline. She deserves more than silence. I'm not a performer. I'm a mother. I buried my child in a white dress instead of watching her graduate in one. And tonight, I just want the world to know my daughter's life mattered. If you've ever lost someone and felt the world move on like they didn't exist, I see you. If you've ever been told your pain wasn't enough to matter, I hear you. I don't want pity. I want justice. I want change. I want a world where no mother has to hold a picture instead of a hand. This was Alyssa's voice. I hope you heard it.
I still reach out to turn off your light, still whisper goodnight like you're here in sight. Your sweater still hangs on the back of my chair. Sometimes I sit there pretending you're there. I cook too much food like you're still around. Fold your clothes though you're under the ground. They tell me to heal, but they don't understand how it feels to hold air when you once held a hand. I've screamed in the dark, I've cried in the day, but no court, no badge, no one hears me pray. So I came here to sing, not to be seen, but to give life again to a girl who had dreams. If the world won't say your name, I will. If they silence your song, I'll sing it still. If they bury the truth, I'll dig it out. With every note, with every shout, you were more than a face, more than a name. And I won't let them treat you like you were a flame that flickered and faded without a goodbye. If the world won't say your name, I'll never let it die. Your books still lie open, your shoes by the door, but the laughter is gone, and you're here no more. They protect the boy whose hands took your life, while I sleep in a bed carved out by a knife. I dress up your room like you're walking again, but I only find echoes where joy had been. The judge shut his eyes, the sheriff looked away, so I brought your story here today. If justice won't come, then I'll be your trial. I'll walk through this fire mile after mile. They may try to forget, but I've got this stage, and your memory's written on every page. If the world won't say your name, I will. If their silence is loud, I'll be louder still. If they close every door, I'll break the wall. If they act like you If the world won't say your name, I'll still say your name. And when I stand in the crowd and they cheer for the brave, they'll hear your story in the notes that I gave. You didn't get justice, but you'll get a song, and I'll carry your name my whole life long. If the world won't say your name, I swear I'll paint it in stars, I'll carve it in the air. If they won't mourn you, I'll mourn you enough. With every breath, with every touch, you are my baby, my heart, my fuel. So even if no one else takes the blame, if the world won't say your name, I still say your name.
Monica, I don't think I've ever felt something like that on this stage. You didn't come here just to sing a song. You came here to honor your daughter. You came here because the world failed her. And you stood in that spotlight tonight, not for fame, not for a prize, but because silence wasn't an option anymore. I've heard thousands of performances on this show, but yours wasn't just music. It was a mother's scream turned into a melody. And I need you to hear this. We heard it loud and clear. You stood here in a black t-shirt and white trousers, simple, strong, and you held nothing back. Every word, every note, every tear carried a weight that didn't just sit in the room. It carved its way into every single person's heart. I could feel the pain, the love, and the fight in your voice. What happened to your daughter, Alyssa, is heartbreaking. What's more heartbreaking is that justice still hasn't come. But tonight, you gave her something that no courtroom ever could, a voice the whole world had to listen to. Monica, you turned grief into courage. You turned heartbreak into a song. And in doing so, you made sure your daughter's name would never be forgotten again. I looked around while you were singing. There wasn't a dry eye in this room. Not because we felt sorry, but because we felt connected. You reminded all of us what it means to love, to lose, and to keep standing. This show is about talent, yes, but more than that, it's about truth. It's about people who come from real places with real pain and turn that into something beautiful. That's what you did. You took your agony and gave us art. And Monica, if no one has said it yet, let me be the first to say it clearly. Alyssa's life mattered, her story matters, and because of you, it's no longer buried. You didn't just earn our respect tonight, you earned the world's. Thank you for your bravery, thank you for your honesty, and thank you for saying her name, because now we'll all remember it.